Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm YZ. In this video, we're going to discuss on the ICT practical paper for paper 3. So in this task, I'm focused on the discussion for November 2014 paper and focusing in the spreadsheets component. So get ready with the source file. You need the 3 CSV file provided for your task. So you're going to prepare the spreadsheets for Tawara cycle, which will be an invoice to send to the customer. And the invoice has 5 items that have been ordered. The content of this invoice may change, so make sure your formula will work if the data changed. Display all the currency value in dollar with 2 decimal places. So open the file, use the suitable software package. In this video, I'm going to use Microsoft Excel to show this solution. So we need to load the N14 invoices. So get the file ready. So open the invoices file. So always remember to adjust the column width to make sure that all the data are shown in within the cell. Then next thing is format cell A1 to F1, merge them as a single cell. So we're going to merge cell A1 to F1, merge. So after you merge, you have to format the text so that the cell having white 14-point serif fonts. So always remember serif font is the one with the shorthand. So in this case, I'm going to choose Times New Romans. Then format this cell so that it is center aligned and having a dark gray background. So we're going to set it 16 points. Serif font. So here I will choose Times New Romans. Then the next thing we need is white color cells and then center align and dark gray color background. So fill in with dark gray background and then white color fonts, center align. So this is how it should look like. Then format the cell F2 to F6 so that it is right aligned. So locate cell F2 to F6, make it right aligned. Then next thing, in cell A9, replace the candidate's details here with your name, center number, and candidate's number. So you need to make sure that your candidate's details are clear here. So here you have to put in your full name, your center number, and then candidate's number. So here I will use forward X to replace the candidate's number. Then for the next things, in cell B11, use the function to count the numbers of item code in this invoice. So we need to count how many numbers of item code available here. So observing your item code, in this case, the item code is built up by the characters like the alphabet and digits. So we're going to use the count A function, because if count function, it only count the numbers of cell, which is number cell. But here we need to make sure that there is a data in between. So we're going to count the non-empty cell. So select cell B20 to B24. So this is how it should be. Then next one is cell B12. Use the function to calculate. The keyword here is the total numbers of units. So how many units in this invoice? So go to cell B12, numbers of unit, which is in the range of cell E20 to E24. We need to get the total value. So here we're going to use the sum function and select the range given, so which is E20 to E24. Then next one, copy the content in cell N14 type into cell A30 to B39 of your invoice. So open your type spreadsheets, copy the data of the content, and you need to place it in cell A30. So it will cover in the range A30 to B39. Next thing is use cell A31 to B39, create a name range called type, and show in the evidence the creation of the name range in your evidence document. So what we have to do is we need to select cell A31 to B39. You can actually right click, define name, named it as type. So you can screenshot from this part. So you got to screenshot to show up the name range have been created. You can also make the selection of cell A31 to B39, and here you can observe that the name range have been defined in the name box. If let's say you forgot to screenshot when you define the name, you can always go to the name manager and then get the name created. Just click edit, then you can have the name and the range stated. So you need to actually create an evidence document. So save it and don't forget your candidate's detail. So here we're going to have this evidence. This is in step number 10, the evidence. So we will write step number 10. This is the evidence we need to provide. Okay. So next one, hide the row 30 to 39. So we're going to hide the row 30 to 39. Right click, hide it. Then next thing, in cell C20, use a formula to look up the types of cycle. But here emphasis, they only use the first character of the item code as a single lookup value and the name range as the array. So if you're looking at the sample data we are referring, the table we are referring, the one which we already hide, this is the type table. So they will take the first code and find out what is the corresponding type given. So I first thing unhide row 30 to 39 first. So go to the cell C20. First thing of all, we need to find out the first character of the item code. So to get the first character of the item code, first character on the left hand side. So we can use the left function. Left return the specific numbers of character at the start of the text string. So you select the text string needed, in this case B20, comma, identify how many characters you want it to return. So we want only one character, select 1, close bracket. So you can see that it returned the value n. So when we do the lookup function, it will take the value n, search for the relevant data, the corresponding data, and return the word mountain to cell C20. So we're going to modify the formula now by putting the lookup function, open bracket. Your lookup value is using the left function to get the m, the word m or the character m, comma. We will take the type, so which is in cell A31 to B39. So when you define the range correctly or the name range correctly, it will show the type automatically. Or you can just type TYPE, it will appear to show you the table array. And then in this case, we're going to return first column for the matching, second column is the data we're going to return. So column index number will be 2 here, and we are doing the exact matching. So 0 or false can be done here. So this will return the word mountain. Okay. Then next one, in cell D20, use a function to look up for the unit cost of cycle. The item code again will be used as a single lookup value, but now they use the whole item code. And they are using the N14 cost CSV as the array. And make sure that you're using absolute referencing and relative referencing. Do not include the name range. So first of all, get ready with your cost file. So open your cost file. Make sure we have the data all displayed clearly. Then we're going to select the data. So unit cost equal Vlookup. Vlookup is used because the data is stored in the vertical way. Vlookup. So lookup value is the item code, comma. So get the table array. Table array is from your cost table. So we take the data in cell A2 until B117. So comma, again here, first column for the comparison, second column for the data return. So you return second column and exact matching. So I will use 0 for the exact matching. So we get the unit cost. So after the unit cost, you can see they want you to do the absolute and relative cell referencing, whereby you have the absolute referencing for the table array reference and relative referencing apply for the value look, for the lookup value. So next questions. In cell F20, calculate the total cost for this item. So in F20, we want to calculate the total cost of the item. So we will take the unit cost multiplied with the numbers of unit they order. So this is to show the unit cost. Then replicate the formula which you have done in step number 12 to 14 for each of the item. So select the cell, then you can duplicate. So select the cell and then duplicate it accordingly. Then next thing, in cell F26, use a formula. In F26, use a formula to calculate the sum of the item cost. So we want the sum of the item total, which will be the invoice subtotal before the discount applied. So in this case, in cell, let me hide the cell row first just now because I unhide it. So we go to this cell F26. So F26, we're going to calculate the total. So equals sum the item total. So F20 to F24. Then next one, we need to calculate, the company actually offer the discount to the customer based on the numbers of units they order. So in cell F27, use a formula to calculate the discount using the subtotal, whereby the numbers of item, okay, you need to use subtotal, numbers of item, numbers of unit, 3 discount rate ABC here. So what you're supposed to do is multiply the subtotal by first type of discount, which is less than 5 units, second discount B when it is 15 to 19 units, and discount C if 20 or more units. So when we have these options, we can actually apply by using, first thing of all, you take the subtotal. So if you refer to your spreadsheets, the subtotal is in cell F26. So we will take cell F26 multiply, because here got 1, 2, 3 conditions. So we are using the if function. Okay. So on this if function, what we have to do is you need to understand how to identify the if operator. So you have the border point, which is number value 5, and also 20 here. So when it is less than 5, so we are getting less than 5, they are going to apply discount A. So we still have in between 5 to 19, they will go for value or discount B. So when it is 5, less than 5 already settled, so we need to consider these two comparisons. We are going to follow the same operator, less than 20, they will select B, else they will select the C discount. So this is how the if function can work. So let's go to the spreadsheets. So now we are going to have equal the subtotal multiply if function. So if the numbers of units. So where we store the numbers of unit is in cell B12. So if the numbers of unit in B12 is less than 5, they will apply the discount A. Else, so you still have two conditions to select, so we need one more if function. So if B12, which is the numbers of unit, is less than 20, then it will apply discount B. Else, so this is the last condition, so else the value is false, they will opt for discount C. So don't forget, close the first bracket for the nested if, and then close the second bracket for your second if function. So this is how the discount amount could be applied. Then in cell F28, use a formula to calculate the invoice total, which the subtotal less the discount amount. So invoice total is subtotal less the discount amount. So what we can do is we're going to take equal subtotal less discount amount. So we take subtotal minus the discount amount cell. So this is how we got the value. Then apply appropriate formatting for all the numeric cells. So in this case, all our numeric cells is either the unit. So if unit, we don't need to put in any formatting. But in cell B15 to B17, this is for the percentage rate. So you have to show the percentage value. So switch to percentage value. Then the unit cost and also the item cost, the item total, these are all about the cost. So we have to set it to currency. So right click, format cell, currency unit, 2 decimal places. So this is how the value should be displayed. Then next one, on the left of the header, enter the text invoice date followed by a space and the automated date. So we're going to insert the header now. So go to insert header footer. So on the left header, we need the invoice date followed by the automated date. So left header, invoice date, column, space, then automated date, so we insert the current date. So the n in the square bracket date variable is for us to pull out the date information. Okay. Then next part we need to do is we need to put in the right header, enter the invoice time followed by the space and the automated time. So we need to go to the right hand side. This one you have invoice time and insert in the header footer, select the current time. So end time is for the current time. Okay, for the automated time. Then save and print the spreadsheet showing the formula. Make sure that it is in landscape orientation. Rows and columns headings are displayed, fit in 2 page 1, and also all the content except those being hidden should be fully visible. So what we have to do is I will switch to the normal view and then go to the formula, show formula. So when you show formula, always have the habits. Select all the cells containing data, do a quick column adjust to make sure that all your data are within the column and they are all fully visible. This step is very important when you switch between the value view and the formula view. Then next thing is we're going to set the page layout. We must have landscape and then 2 page wide. So under page layout tab, we're going to set the orientation to landscape first. Then don't forget, because we need 2 page wide, so under the width here, we must set it to 2 pages. So your report will be printed in 2 pages wide. Then next thing is we need to show the rows and columns heading when you print the document. So under the heading, check the checkbox for print. So the rows and the columns heading, like the A, B, C notation for the columns heading, and the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the rows heading will be displayed in your printout. So you can print by hitting the print button, but in this case I will export it as the PDF to show you. So this is how your printout should looks like. So here I will output it. This is actually our very first printout. So I will output it and just simply name it as our printout number 1. So if you go through the folder, you can see that this is how the printout should look like. So your credit details is here. Okay. Then next one, print this invoice showing values only. This one they want it to fit in the single portrait page and all the content fully visible. So what we have to do is switch to the value view. Again, same thing. Remember to adjust the column width. And this round we're going to set it to single page white. Okay, single page white. And the orientation needed is portrait. So under page layout, you got to set it to portrait page. So this is how it should look like. But because this is the invoice, so it doesn't look nice if we show the rows and columns heading. So please remember to remove it. Okay, don't show the rows and columns heading. And this is what you should print for your next printout. So here, this is our printout number 2. So let's launch or open my printout 2 and show you. So this is how it should look like. Okay. Then the next element is the next steps we need to perform is the customer has changed 1 item in the order. Instead of 5, they required actually 10, so you need to update the invoice. So we go for the roster 3 cycle. So roster 3 cycle, instead of 5 units, now they need 10 units. So when you make the changes 10 here, the numbers of units have been updated, the item total also being updated, as well as the discount amount also being updated automatically. So after you update the invoice, print it showing the value again. This one, single portrait page also. So what we have to do is we have to just output it. So printout number 3 here. So this is how it looks like. So you have the updated value. Then the next thing we need to perform is your manager would like to see the effect of changing the discount on this invoice. So we're going to update the discount value apply. Discount A for 7%, B is 12, and then C is 18. So just need to update here. So B is A, what we want is we want it to be 7%. So we put it 7%, so 0.7, sorry, 0.7%. And then next one for the discount B, we need it to be in 12%. So we need to type in 12%. And then discount C, we need to apply it to 18%. So just type in 18% over here. So it will be updated automatically. Okay. So print the invoices again. This round showing value one more time. This action is actually mainly for us to prove that when we update the value, our formula will be automatic recalculate. So this is your next printout. So here we have our printout number 4. So in this task, you have this printout number 4 here, which showing the updated percentage rate. And when the updated percentage rate being updated, the amount also, the discount amount as well as the invoice total will be updated as well. So the last one, that's all for the spreadsheets module. I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget, like my video and subscribe my channel. Thank you.